The fastest way to double your online coaching business is to double your close rate. And the fastest way to double your close rate is to level up to being a sales professional rather than just a salesperson. The first mindset to adopt is that sales is service. Sales is not this weird, slimy thing where we're trying to get people. Sales is where we're trying to serve people at the highest level. And when you walk into a sales call with that mindset, that sales is service, you act radically different on the call towards your prospect. Like at the end of the call, if your prospect starts having some fear, some doubt, some objections, in your mind, you know that you need to serve this person at the highest level by selling them into your program, assuming it's a good fit. And so we're going to handle their objections at a very high level and help them make an uncomfortable decision, because ultimately we know that this program is exactly what they need. You as an online coach, how many times have you been on the phone with the perfect prospect, and at the end of the call, they start throwing out objections that you ultimately just don't know how to handle, and so they just don't buy your program, and then 1 month, 6 months, 3 years down the line, you run into that prospect again, and they're in the exact same spot they were when they got on the phone with you the first time. And if anything, they're in a worse spot, because now a month, a year, 6 years has gone by, and they're in the exact same spot. And that happened because of your inability to handle objections and serve this prospect at the highest level by selling them into your program. People ask me, they say, hey, when you're handling objections, do you feel salesy? No, I feel like I'm serving this prospect at the highest level because I'm helping them make an uncomfortable decision that ultimately they will thank me for later. The amount of people I've had conversations with that were super skeptical or had a ton of objections or just a lot of fear and a lot of doubt, or logistically it was going to be a stretch to make it work, and they all came back later and thanked me numerous times over and over and over. Thank you for changing my life. Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for saving me from myself, because ultimately I had so much fear. I was almost paralyzed in making a decision, and you hung in there. You supported me like no one has ever supported me before, and you guided me through the door of your program. And I can't imagine what life would look like if I never made this investment, right? So sales is service. It's not a gimmicky thing where we're trying to get people. We're trying to enroll people into programs and sell them out of the service to them, because we're on the other side of the fence. We know what our program will do for this person because we've created it, right? We're the founders of it. We've seen the results and the testimonials and the case studies that our programs have been able to produce. So we're on the other side of the fence. It's our duty and our obligation to serve our prospects at the highest level by enrolling them into this side of the fence, knowing what's in store for them when they buy. The second mindset of a sales professional, which makes you far better off than a salesperson, is the concept of being the mountain. And so the mountain is an unwavering, massive force to be reckoned with. When the wind blows, the mountain doesn't really move. When tornadoes come and volcanoes erupt, the mountain doesn't really move. What you don't want to be is the opposite of a mountain, which is a butterfly. Although beautiful and majestic and fun to look at, if the wind is blowing left, the butterfly goes left. If the wind is blowing right, the butterfly goes right. And being in this industry for such a long time and coaching hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world, what I've noticed is most people show up on day one with me as a butterfly. They have all these frilly, fancy systems and everything looks really good. But then one Betty Sue on a Tuesday afternoon tells them their price is too expensive. And then they get with me and they're like, hey, Betty Sue on Tuesday at 3 p.m. told me my price is expensive. I'm thinking about lowering it. Whoa, Betty Sue is just the wind blowing. And if you're a mountain, you don't really care when the wind blows. You are the mountain, right? So you don't want to be a butterfly. You want to be a mountain. You want to be certain. You want to be convicted. You want to be strong in your beliefs of who you are, what you do, and how you can help the world through your coaching program. That includes being convicted in your price, meaning if somebody's giving you pricing objections, you don't just say, oh yeah, let's just do it for $2,000 instead of $5,000. Today only, I'll do it for you, right? We're convicted and confident in our price. We're convicted and confident to only enroll clients that A, we know we can serve, and B, that we want to serve, that are going to be good fits for our program. That means being convicted and confident in attracting abundance, even if we're in a sales slump and things aren't going our way. We don't want to just go slash our prices and start enrolling borderline sketchy prospects, because that's desperation. We have to be convicted and confident that there are better and more prospects out there for us, and that we're attracting them into our business, and we're going to be on the phones with them very soon. The mountain also has conviction and confidence in the results that they can get for their clients. They show up on coaching calls and serve their prospects at the highest level, and they don't take things personally. If you have that one client or two clients that aren't getting results, guess what? We all do. Although our coaching programs maybe really kick ass, people have to pick up what you're putting down, and the mountain doesn't take the lack of results of one, maybe two clients personally, because we can look at the other 478 clients that are crushing it. And if you start slowing down or second guessing everything because of one or two people, you're not going to be able to serve your other prospects at the highest level, because you're going to lack confidence that you know your stuff and you're actually good at teaching what you do. The mountain has conviction and confidence in themselves, in their program, in their pricing, in their marketing, and they're not knocked off course by a little bit of wind. They don't question their price because Betty Sue on a Tuesday afternoon said it's too expensive. So be the mountain, be solidified and sturdy and strong on your sales calls and in your business. That will make you a sales professional. The salesperson is this beautiful little butterfly that, although colorful and fun to look at, they're very easily knocked off course. And the more often you're knocked off course, the less momentum you have and the harder it is to rebuild that momentum going forward. The third principle of a sales professional is, when in doubt, they zoom out. And this kind of ties into being the mountain, but dips happen. Dips in the housing market, dips in the stock market, dips in your close percentage and your enrollment rates and your growth. Like, dips happen. Life isn't this one singular rocket ship north. It kind of ebbs and it kind of flows, but hopefully we ebb and flow like this. So even on the dips, it's higher than some of our other highs in the past. But when in doubt, zoom out. If you're having a really, really bad day, zoom out. How's your week going? Maybe it was a shitty week. If you're having a really bad week, zoom out. How's your month going? Maybe it was a bad month. Zoom out. How's your quarter going? Maybe it was a bad quarter. How's the past 6 months look? The past 12 months? And when you start to zoom out far enough, you realize that things are really only going up. Like, if you look at the stock market, you're like, oh my gosh, we're down 37% today. And then you zoom out to the week, you're still up like 8% for the week. And then you zoom out, you're like, oh, we're still up 46% for the quarter. If you zoom out far enough, things are pretty much going like this most of the time. You might have to zoom out a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year, 5 years. But if you keep zooming out and you keep putting things into perspective and realize that things are going a lot better than you think, that's going to keep you in the mindset of momentum to keep pushing forward. You don't want to get discouraged because one call didn't close. You don't want to get discouraged because you went a week or 2 or 3 with no sales. Just keep zooming out, keep having gratitude for where you are today, because I guarantee where you are today, you didn't close any sales, you didn't make any money, but where you are today, you've probably dreamt of. You've probably dreamt of for years, owning your own business, having your own clients, running your own marketing, scaling your own program. You've probably been dreaming of that for years. If you zoom out far enough, it will allow you to get into that state of gratitude and abundance where you realize things are going a hell of a lot better than you think they are. So be a professional. When in doubt, zoom out and put things into perspective to realize that they're going better than you think. That will keep you in a positive trajectory and positive momentum going forward. So these 3 things: sales is service, be the mountain, not a butterfly, and when in doubt, zoom out, will inevitably turn you into a sales professional rather than just a salesperson. Being a sales professional will help you double your close rate, which will help you double your business, which will allow you to impact more people. So obviously being a sales professional is super important.